exception. Now, we'll get to the news in a second. I've got a couple of things I want to say. In less than an hour, I turn half a century. I'll be 50. It is my birthday. And so that'd be a fun show, too. And I have never in my life received such a wonderful birthday present as the one that I got today. It's a real whiz-banger. Now, you guys, you know, I'm tied tightly to the information superhighway. We've got a bulletin board service up. I utilize heavily online services, the internet. I'm just all over the place, and these accesses require, of course, a computer. I've also undertaken to write a book, as you know, and that process is underway. So the demands, as you can imagine, on my one computer have been overwhelming. Everybody wants a piece of it. Everybody always wants to be on it. So for some time, I have very much wanted a laptop computer, and I went to Hong Kong, and every time I got the opportunity, I went when I was there. I would go into a store and I would look at these beautiful laptop computers, many of them running possibly as much as it seemed like $1,000 less than I could get them for here. The problem was, of course, they all had names that were indecipherable. And my thinking, and I believe I'm correct, was that do not buy a computer, no matter how good it looks, with a company name that is indecipherable. Because when you get it back to the United States, nobody would be able to decipher it. So if you ever had a problem with it, you would be up the proverbial creek without a paddle. And in other words, it'd be a piece of junk if it broke. So I didn't buy one. So then I came back here to the States, and because of the actually increased pressure on the computer time, I spent time looking for a computer back here. And they have some buttes. Oh, they've got some buttes. But I looked at the price tag, and you know, I'm comfortable. By the way, in case you're curious, I'm not rich. I looked at the price tags, and I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I mean, yes, I actually have money, and I could have done it, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. I mean, that's a lot of money for a good laptop, and I wanted a good laptop. So my network, on the occasion of my 50th, and I need to thank Alan, of course, at the network. I need to thank everybody who had anything to do with this at the network. How they could have known, maybe through my wife, who agonized over me watching endlessly going down rows of laptops, shaking my head trying to figure out what to do. I don't know. But Alan Corbett and company at the network sent me a laptop computer. Not just any laptop computer, mind you, but the laptop of one's dreams. You know, we're talking, for those of you who know about computers, we're talking about 100 megahertz clock speed here. We're talking about a 540 meg hard drive. We're talking about an 11 something or another inch screen in full blazing 640 by 480 times 256 color. And, you know, just the top of the line modem connections. I could go on and on and on and on. But a top of the line laptop. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is my big present, which sits in the other room presently charging, waiting for me to begin cracking the manuals open and trying to figure it out. And of course, that's half the fun of it. So that's my big birthday present, and it is a biggie, and I love it. So I've been, shall we say, taken care of. In addition, my wife has seen fit for some reason. This will tell you something about my wife's sense of humor. The entire studio, when I came in here, is draped in black crepe. Black crepe, and there's a little, normally where my picture of Shannon Doherty would reside. That too is hung in black crepe, and in front of it is a little cutout of a tombstone, which says appropriately R.I.P. Arthur William Bell, June 17, 1945, dash, question mark, see ya on the other side. So that's my wife for you. Plus then, she took all the birthday cards that you had sent and has pasted them up all over the place. Thank you all. It's wonderful. So I'm sitting in this black crepe studio. Oh boy, it's great to be alive. And one of the postcards, very nice birthday cards, was sent by, looks like the Norseman from San Diego. But there are some facts about the year I was born that I thought would be interesting. The history of 1945, my year. President Roosevelt died in 45. Truman was sworn in as president. Hitler committed suicide in Berlin. Germany surrendered unconditionally. That never happened. Nobody surrenders unconditionally anymore. The United Nations formed. Oh, there's a high point. Japan surrendered. Nuremberg war crimes trials began. Truman requested national health insurance. Another high point. Pan Am announced, get this, round-the-world flight in just 88 hours at a cost of $700. Go around the world in 88 hours at a cost of $700. Can you imagine? Academy Award winners. Picture the Lost Weekend. Actress Joan Crawford, Mildred Pierce, actor Ray Milland, The Lost Weekend. Prices. Now, this is from the year I was born. A postage stamp was 3 cents. A bread pound loaf was 9 cents. A quart of milk was 16 cents. A gallon of gas, 21 cents. The average price of a house, $10,131. And the minimum wage was 40 cents an hour. So I guess all of that was in scale, wasn't it? But yesterday's house is barely an economy we can squeak by with it kind of car today. So that gives you some idea of the scale of the change since I've been born. Actually, it's frightening. Now the news, that's pretty frightening to Bosnia. Bosnia. The battle to free Sarajevo is on. And guess what? The Bosnian Muslim army has made some progress. They're actually making progress. They are cutting Serb supply lines. The Serbs are spread thin. As a matter of fact, most of the troops thought they had the whole war won. About a year ago, they got 70% of the territory. Their morale is low. Soldiers have been deserting the Serb army. The Serb army is threatening them and saying, you will be back by July 2nd or else. You can imagine that, or else. Sarajevo is being shelled from the high ground surrounding the city. Serbs still hold that and outnumber Muslim artillery very seriously, about 5-1. But I'll tell you something. The Muslim army is making inroads. The Serbs may be in trouble at the economic summit. Only questions for our president, not about the economic summit, but about Bosnia, about the quick reaction force that's about to go in. Questions about, Mr. President, isn't it really true that we're contributing to genocide by, in fact, not assisting one side? He didn't have a very good answer for that at all. Kind of stumbled around a little bit, talked about our European allies and the rest. At any rate, the quick reaction force. Now, the president endorsed it. And one of his aides earlier in the day said, and furthermore, we will pay for Parker. Now, that aide may have spoken a little bit soon, because while the House and Senate leadership has seemed to have agreed, no problem, we'll pay for it, they told the president, see here, we may be the only guys who are going to vote this way. In other words, Mr. President, we really don't think you've got the votes. We pay 1/3 of all the cost of whatever the UN does. Are we going to pay 1/3 of this? I don't think so. So the president had to backtrack on that and said, well, we should pay for it. And I'll do everything I can to encourage them to pay for it. But he certainly had to backtrack. Gingrich says the president is not consulting with him. Mr. Gingrich says, as a matter of fact, that he had better and more substantive talks with the president of France all year long than he's ever had with President Clinton. President Clinton does not like foreign policy. It's obvious. He doesn't even like to talk about it. And we've heard that again and again. Imagine that Speaker of the House says he's had better foreign and more substantial foreign policy discussions with the President of France and the U.S. How embarrassing, huh, Bill? Anyway, the UN is going to send in more troops, and one can only sit and ponder why. What are they going to do when they get there? The UN troops that we've got there now are what? Peacekeepers. The clear implication there is that there is some sort of peace to keep. Well, there isn't. All there is war. More war. Even our president yesterday was forced to admit, hey, there's nothing we can do. Sit and watch. So why pay good money to send good human beings into the middle of somebody else's war to watch and be in harm's way? In other words, I guess I'm asking, what is the mission? If there is no mission, then why are we going? Does that seem reasonable? O.J. Simpson. What a day in court yesterday. Rarely, ladies and gentlemen, have I seen Marcia Clark. I mean, she was at her wound up, wounded, whining best. Marcia Clark was absolutely beside herself yesterday. There were a couple of high points for yesterday. That was one of them. As a matter of fact, the president of the network, Alan Cortez, called me, and he said, "Are you watching this?" I said, "Oh, yes." Marcia Clark was just absolutely livid. What's occurred is the defense basically is trying to argue that if a mistrial occurs, there is a particular legal precedent that at that point takes over. They're arguing preventing the retrial of O.J. Simpson. In other words, if it goes to mistrial, they're arguing he walks. Anything else would be, they say, double jeopardy. And so you will hear them use the term jeopardy, constitutional jeopardy, at that point attaches. So they're trying to argue that if there is a mistrial, and you know we're close, that O.J. Simpson gets to walk free. Well, it's like somebody lit Marcia Clark's fuse, and she absolutely went crackers, and it is, frankly, kind of entertaining to watch. Then there's the other part, the glove. What a terrible idea. Christopher Darden, to me, who always looks like a guy who is about to go over the edge and jump across the room and strangle somebody. I mean, he's got this sort of gleam in his eye. Anyway, Christopher Darden had the hot idea to have O.J. Simpson put on the much-discussed gloves. And you'll recall from the previous day, it was probably a bad idea because the gloves, of course, didn't fit. So O.J. Simpson has the luxury of struggling with the gloves, trying to get the gloves on his hand, and obviously the jury can see these gloves don't fit. Well, this is a very bad moment, of course, for Christopher Darden, who had the bright idea. He's sitting there kicking himself. He came back, and first thing out of his mouth to the judge was, yes, we have something we must cover right away. And the judge inquires, what would that be? And he said, shrinkage. We must talk shrinkage. So they did. They brought in a supposed expert, a vice president of a glove company, who seemed to say that, oh yes, blood, and then put in a bag, 10 to 15% shrinkage at least. And, you know, they tried to do best damage control they could, but the fact of the matter is that the remaining image in the structure with the jury, without question, is the image of O.J. trying to get these gloves, the glove that would fit the hand, trying to get them on, and like Cinderella, or Cinderella's nemesis, there was no way that glove was going comfortably on that hand, and frankly, for the prosecution, it just didn't look good at all. So, to me, that's the enduring image, and the prosecution got hurt by that one. Tell you, Darden looks like a wild man, doesn't he? Chechnya. The government of Russia has told the Chechen rebels, get this now, it will pay any amount of money, if they'll just release the hostages being held. And by the way, now we think there may not be just hundreds, but thousands being held about 100 miles northeast of the Chechen border. Any amount of money. Now, these hostages, of course, were not taken to retrieve money. They were taken to force the government of Russia to get its soldiers the hell out of Chechen territory. And in case you're wondering whether or not they're going to accept money, the leader of the Chechen rebels holding these hostages is the last of his family. All other 11 members of his family were killed together in a recent Russian attack in Chechnya. So, the odds of these rebels taking any money and letting these slim, none, and minus, I would say. Late news from Reuters. Russian troops reportedly have stormed the hospital where Chechen rebels are holding some 1,000 hostages. That's what they say now. About 200 hostages, many ill or suffering from shock, were reportedly freed from the hospital after troops moved in, and both sides were said to have agreed to a brief ceasefire Saturday to let women and children leave. Sure wish we'd done that away from them. Anyway, the rebels had said they were prepared to kill hostages and blow up the building if demands, including the withdrawal of Russian troops from breakaway Chechnya, weren't met. So, there you got it. There is reportedly smoke pouring from the building. So, that story, ladies and gentlemen, shall continue.
This is Premier Networks. That was Arvell hosting Coast to Coast AM on this Somewhere in Time. Listening to Art Bell.
ABC had an explosion. The only story they had on Oklahoma City last night was an audio recording of the explosion, or what it sounded like, directly across the street. And it sounded exactly like you would think it would. A big explosion. Big. One. Sustained. At least that's the way it sounded to me. So, for whatever it's worth, they ran that and no other story. Now, a quickening update, if you will. You tell me there are now at least 22 people known dead in the large earthquake southwest of Athens, Greece. Last night at this time, I think we reported about 8 dead. I saw them pulling one child out of rubble. There was a very rare earthquake right near the Vermont-New Hampshire border, about 10 miles of 10 miles south of St. Johnsbury, Vermont, or about 40 miles west-southwest of Berlin, New Hampshire, at 6:13 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time today. Only a magnitude of 3.8. But this is one of those rare areas in the country where you're not supposed to have earthquakes. You're hardly ever supposed to have earthquakes. So, who knows what's going on? Something. A lot of people feel it. I'm one of them. I've got quite a bit on the militias this morning, but I'll tell you what, it's Friday night, Saturday morning. Let us begin. West of the Rockies, you are on the air. Good morning. Hello there.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I was Art.
Well, yes, that's me.
To wish you a happy birthday. I think it's a little late though.
No, it's a little early, actually. My birthday will be in about 21 and a half minutes.
So I wanted to say thanks for the stimulating program that you've had over the years. It's really got a lot of food for thought to it.
Well, that's what we're in, the intellectual food business.
Alrighty.
Fast food.
73 from California.
Thank you, my friend. It is kind of, talk radio is kind of intellectual fast food, isn't it? That makes it sound junky. Sometimes it is. I mean, it's many things. To me, and this goes to my philosophy of talk radio. You know, it is many, many things. And when you tune into this program on any given night, you really never know what you're going to get. A digest of the news, maybe a little bit of commentary on it. But beyond that, you know, there is no direction, nor do I wish for there to be. And it's more fun that way, and that is my philosophy of talk radio, and it is why I take unscreened calls like this one. East of the Rockies, you're on the air. Hello. Okay. Thank you. Where are you? McAllen, Texas. Yes, sir.
Like a show.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, we need to have a mic working, dude.
What am I going to... Well, I don't know. I may try to contact Madman this weekend and see what he's up to. I'd have him on again. At the drop of a hat.
Yeah, I call him, I used to call him every day to keep in touch with him. I think he's going to be leaving pretty soon. If I keep, calling him or something.
You say he's going to be leaving?
Yeah.
You mean for,
I can't say much about it,
Oh?
That's what I call him.
I'll take that as good, stern advice, and I'll do it.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Hope he's all right. Sounds a little ominous that he's going to be leaving. Think he's going to step in the big Corona? And be off? I don't know. It was a lot of fun. West of the Rockies, you're on the air.
Hi, Art.
Hello.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
KSRO Radio, Sonoma County.
Is it Santa Rosa?
Yeah, Katati, actually.
Okay.
I called to tell you something that's pathetically humorous. I had a lady call me from South Carolina today to place an order with me for one of my products, and we were just updating each other on the news. You know, we're
Right.
3,000 miles away.
Sure.
And she said people in North and South Carolina are just living for the OJ trial. I couldn't believe it. And she thought that just because by virtue of me living in California, I'd have a major update on it or something, you know.
Well, I wouldn't go as far as say I lived for the O.J. trial, but once again today I found myself glued heavily to it, and it's beginning to get very interesting again. And Marsha Clark, as I said in my setup, she was really at her absolute wound-up best.
Oh, she was, but I have to tell you what is the top news in South Carolina.
What?
A woman was in a car accident there 2 or 3 months ago and was in a coma for 2 or 3 months and came out of the coma, and all the news wires and networks back there carried this. Her first words upon awaking from the coma were, "Has O.J. been set free yet?"
Oh my God.
I had to share that.
How long had she been in a coma?
2 or 3 months.
Oh my God, all right.
Now picture this poor woman for 3 months in her mind going through the trial, you know.
That is an incredible story. You think that's true, huh?
Well, this lady told me, and she was very sincere, and she said it was on all the networks back there, and, yeah, I believe her. Real quick, is it Michael Stallion in New Hampshire?
Yes.
And when I heard that earthquake, I thought, gee.
It's true. I hadn't thought of that. I wonder if it shook where Gordon Michael is.
Yeah, it'd be quick.
All right.
Goodbye.
Well, thank you. See you later. Has O.J. been set free yet? The first words out of her mouth, and when she would come out of a 3-month coma. Let's see, do I believe that or not? Do I believe that or not? Well, I might. There, it is, I admit, it is, it's been boring at times. A lot of the coroner testimony over the last couple of weeks has been boring. But the O.J. Simpson trial, and I'll not be ashamed to admit it, is fascinating. The twists, the turns, the emotion, the anger, the theater, the drama, every bit of it is there. I was reminded yesterday as I watched Marsha Clark jump around like she had been wound up, and somebody threw the switch, and the Marsha Clark doll started doing her dance. And she's really wound up. And I think it was Alan Dershowitz that was her main target. And when she got done, Dershowitz simply stood up and said, Your Honor, I'm not even going to honor the ad hominem attacks by Miss Clark. I'm going to respond to it. And then from there he went on. He was quite good, by the way. And it's not, look, I want to say this because a lot of people feel I'm attacking Marsha Clark. And I suppose it constitutes a kind of an attack on her character. But I've got to tell you, in a lot of ways, I feel sorry for her. You look across the aisle at the talent on that defense team, and it is the best money could buy. I mean, if you wanted to pick the best lawyer from each category of expertise, they've got him sitting over there. And Dershowitz was a good example yesterday. I mean, the guy is brilliant. You can like or hate Dershowitz, and many hate him. But he's brilliant. Brilliant. And all of this talent lined up against Marsha Clark. So, in some ways, I almost feel sorry for her. On the other hand, she really can get going. And yesterday, she was just absolutely at her best. It was something to behold. Wildcard Line, you're on the air. Hi. Yes.
Yeah, this is Mike with the new facts, Daniel.
Mike, the facts came through like $1 million.
Okay, you should have seen in color a little birthday card. I'm going to mail that to you.
Well, now you know your machine works.
All right. I'll tell you, I just learned the speed dial. That's how I got a hold of you. You're not on here in Sacramento for another 20 minutes. But,
right. They're waiting to see if I actually will make it to 50, and if I do, they'll put me on the air.
Okay, I've been listening since you were in Vegas.
Long time.
Yeah, and I bought a lot of things, antennas and stuff. And remember, I was one of the fancy stores that couldn't get nothing. And,
oh, yes.
And now you got me with the facts. What do you get? This Daniel Facts is great.
All right, sir, thank you. He's very happy with that, and And for good reason. I keep saying it in the advertisement. Of course, I'm right. That signing machine is the best there is. I mean, there's nothing that even comes close for the money. And I say that about the 898 CS radio, too, and it's also true about that. So, you can get them from the Seagrain Company at 1-800-522-8863. I think they've got some signing fax machines in stock. I certainly hope so. They're hard to get hold of. It's, the brand new SFX 33, so hopefully it is in stock.